Yo, what's up guys, Mad J Man here and I'm back with a bang. So in this video I'm going to be talking about update number 4, volume 4, which it's safe to assume is going to be coming out next month. Now how do we know this? Well, in the trailer it actually states that the current speed pass runs out on the 16th of August, which is a Wednesday. So obviously it's safe to assume that with the updates being on Tuesday, the next update will be on the 22nd of August, which is the following Tuesday after the speed pass ends. So in this video I'll be talking about volume 4 and what I would like to see in update 4 in terms of changes and additions that could be made to the game to make it a better game, a smoother experience for everyone that plays the game. I'm going to start off with something really small, and this is the ability to zoom while editing a wrap. Now this is a really small one because, to be honest, not everyone makes liveries, but if you like me, you love making wraps, I would love to be able to zoom in to get that extra bit of detail into the wrap that I'm making, because obviously the wrap editor is almost perfect, I would just love the ability to be able to zoom in. Now this next one is an organization feature that I'd love to see, and it's just basically listed cars in each class. So when you go on to look at all your cars, you can sort it by each class. Each class is in a separate list rather than having to scroll through all your cars. If you're someone like me and you've got a lot of cars, I think I have like 38 cars, and having to go through each and every individual car rather than just being able to go on a list, that would be so much easier to do rather than just scrolling through until I get to the car I want in the class that I want. Why not just have a list of each class? That would be so much easier. The next thing that I want to talk about, and this is a big one for a lot of people, me included, is the snapshot. Now I don't understand what they were thinking when they took all the features away from the snapshot. I went back into Need for Speed Heat and the snapshot was just so good. I even went back to Need for Speed 2015 and it had so many more features than the current snapshot. I don't understand why they took away all the features. I can show videos of the features on Heat or the features on Need for Speed 2015. I'm not really sure why they took all these features away from the snapshot, especially in this game where it's so visually beautiful that you would want to take more snapshots. Why would they take away the features of the snapshot editor? That doesn't make any sense to me. Alright, so the next few changes I'm going to talk about are all going to be about playlists. So first of all, I think you should be able to start a playlist by yourself. Even if they don't give you any money or a reduced amount of money, I do think you should be able to start a playlist solo, because sometimes you just wanna, you've just made a new build, you wanna test it, and no one wants to race with you because they're busy doing a link up or they're busy making a wrap or whatever, so they don't want to join you. So I think you should be able to still test your car in a playlist, or even in an individual race. I think that would be great. Even if they give you no money, at least it gives me the opportunity to actually test my car out and see how it does in a race setting. Now, money. I think that the money that you get from a playlist should stay the same amount regardless if someone leaves. So currently, if you're in a playlist with, let's say, 5 people, you're set to get 53,200, and then someone leaves, you're then gonna get 45,000 or however much it is, rather than the 53,000 that it said, because one person left. So why should I, or why should everyone else be penalized because that one person decided to leave for whatever reason it was? It doesn't make any sense to me. Just keep the money the same regardless if someone leaves or stays. So this next one is just a bit of a small one, and I think they should reduce the invite time limit to a party. So let's say I'm in a party with 2 other people, which makes 3 of us in total. If we all join the party, if we all join the race that I've invited them to, there's no reason I should have to wait the full 30 seconds when we're already all in the playlist. Just doesn't make sense. Just reduce the time. When we're all in, Just reduce the countdown to 5 seconds like you would if the lobby was full. Why should I have to wait the full time limit if we're already all in the playlist? It makes no sense. Now, I also think that there should be more races per playlist, or at least have more playlists where it's an extended with maybe 5 or 6 races. Because if you're someone like me and you enjoy racing so much, 3 races in a playlist just isn't enough sometimes. Sticking with the topic of playlists, I think you should be able to class change any playlist. For example, I could change an S plus playlist into an A plus playlist, or an S playlist into an A playlist. Now obviously I think it should be done within reason. For example, I don't think you should be able to put a B playlist into S plus because that would just be ridiculous, and the whole playlist will be done in less than 5 minutes with how fast the cars are and how short the tracks are in B class. So obviously change them within reason, but I think it would add a lot of variety and just switch things up a bit. Another thing they could do to add a bit more variety is to shuffle the playlists a bit more often. Now when Volume 2 update dropped, they did shuffle the playlist and change the races around, but then when Volume 3 dropped, they just kept them the exact same, and I think they should shuffle them, not even every update. Imagine they shuffled the playlist once a week. This would just make things a lot more interesting. Switch things up a bit, add some more variety, so each week we're not racing the same playlist over and over again. Now, one thing I would love to see in Need for Speed Unbound is a playlist creator where you can choose as many races as you want, put them in a playlist, and you can also choose each class for each individual race, so it doesn't have to be a certain class, it can be any class, and you can make it public and anyone can race on that playlist, so you can invite your friends, invite the whole lobby. It would be so much fun. Absolutely love to see a playlist creator. On to the topic of cops. Now I don't understand why there isn't cops in races already. If you think about it, every Need for Speed since cops got introduced in Most Wanted 05 has had cops in races, so I don't understand why they neglected to put cops in races in this game. It should have been there from the start of the game, let's be honest. I think it would make racing a lot more interesting to not only have to battle other racers, but also battle the cops while trying to defend that top spot. It would be so interesting, and it would just make racing so much more fun. Another thing about the cops is, at the moment, I feel like they're just completely pointless in free mode. You can speed past them at 150 miles an hour and they will not do a thing apart from radio into their partners about, oh, I think we caught a racer, but they won't do anything. I feel like they should actually chase you if they catch you committing any traffic violations or speeding, because in previous games they were absolutely ruthless. You could be chilling on the side of the road in your car, and if you were even in their line of sight, it was up. They would just, a full-on police chase would start, and I think if it was like that in this game, it would just be so much more fun. The next thing I want to talk about is engine swaps. Now, engine swaps were introduced in Need for Speed Heat, and I think they've been the best addition to a Need for Speed game for quite a while actually, and they're also in Need for Speed Unbound, of course, but I think there needs to be more engine swaps available for more cars. For example, some cars have about 8 engine swaps available, and then you've got other cars that only have 4 available. It doesn't make sense. Like, why not just make every engine swap in the game available for every single car? I see no problem with putting a Bugatti W16 in a Nissan Skyline, for example. It's a game, it's not supposed to be realistic, so why can't I do that? Why can't I do outrageous stuff like that? It's just, I don't understand. I would love to see more engine swaps available for more cars. The last thing I want to talk about is that it's such a small one, but for me, the handling right now, there's so many people that cut corners because you don't get punished for actually going off-road. You don't get punished for cutting across the track at all. Obviously, I know it's not a sim, but I feel like your car should slow down more when you go off-road, because currently it barely slows down at all. So that's one thing I think should change in terms of the handling. Well, that's a very small one. Honestly, a lot of people might not agree with that one, and it might sound like I'm complaining, but that's something that I would like to see change personally. And to be honest, for them to change the handling is actually quite far-fetched, but another thing that I think they could do to counteract people cutting corners is change the placement of the checkpoints so that they're actually on the apex of a corner, so you can't actually cut that corner. Or you could just add more checkpoints in between one another so that people are not cutting across the track, because even on some of the flat corners they're still cutting across the track to get from one checkpoint to the other. So what they could do is just have more checkpoints in the race so that people can't cut across the track. So that was everything that I would love to see in Need for Speed Unbound Volume 4. Let me know what you would like to see in the comments down below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.